Clapper avoids being charged with lying to Congress with this sneaky loophole by Amy Moreno for TruthFeedNews.com. Back in 2013, Obama's former chief intelligence guy, James Clapper, lied to Congress. The lie was uncovered by Edward Snowden. However, Clapper is avoiding charges due to a technicality involving a statute of limitations. From Washington Examiner, former intelligence chief James Clapper is poised to avoid charges for allegedly lying to Congress, following 5 years of apparent inaction by the Justice Department. Clapper, Director of National Intelligence from 2010 to 2017, admitted giving clearly erroneous testimony about mass surveillance in March of 2013 and offered differing explanations for why. 2 criminal statutes that cover lying to Congress have 5-year statutes of limitations establishing a Monday deadline to charge Clapper, who is in retirement, has emerged as a leading critic of President Trump. The under oath untruth was exposed by National Security Agency contractor Edward Snowden, who sparked a national debate on surveillance policy with leaks to the press. Many members of Congress, mostly Republicans supportive of new limits on electronic surveillance, called for Clapper to be prosecuted. As the deadline neared, saying unpunished perjury jeopardizes the ability of Congress to perform oversight. He admitted to lying to Congress and was unremorseful and flippant about it. Representative Thomas Massie told the Washington Examiner, "The integrity of our federal government is at stake because his behavior sets the standard for the entire intelligence community. Political consideration should not affect the Department of Justice from pursuing this matter." Representative James Sensenbrenner said ahead of the deadline, "Complete and truthful testimony is imperative for Congress to conduct effective oversight. It is clear from the evidence and Director Clapper's own admission that he lied." Justice Department spokeswoman Nicole Navas Oxman declined to comment on Clapper or how perjury cases typically would be handled, saying in an email, "No comment or information to be provided." Clapper, speaking through a spokesman, declined to comment. Clapper's problematic testimony occurred a few minutes before noon on March 12, 2013, when he told Senator Ron Wyden, "No, sir," not wittingly, in response to a question about whether the NSA was collecting any type of data at all on millions of Americans. Wyden later said he provided the question to Clapper before the hearing and unsuccessfully asked Clapper to correct the record. Months later, Snowden revealed in June of 2013 that the U.S. intelligence community obtained secret court orders forcing phone companies to turn over millions of U.S. call records on an ongoing daily basis. Clapper offered at least 2 different explanations for his inaccurate testimony. In a June 2013 apology letter, Clapper wrote that he gave the clearly erroneous answer because he simply didn't think of the call record collection. But in an MSNBC interview the same month, he said he chose to give the least untruthful answer because he was asked a "when are you going to stop beating your wife" kind of question, meaning not answerable necessarily by a simple yes or no. Many lawmakers said they learned of the call recording dragnet from Snowden. The program was ended in 2015 legislation. In addition to the call record program, NSA data collection under Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, which undergrids 2 large internet surveillance programs, affect data from an unknown number of Americans. Lying to Congress is rarely prosecuted, but there are some recent examples. In 2007, a second-ranking Interior Department official, Stephen Griles, pleaded guilty to lying to senators about links to lobbyist Jack Abramoff, baseball player Miguel. I could care less about all of this. Let's get to that. Zaid said that Clapper was faced with a difficult choice: reveal classified information or responded in a manner that is not accurate, and that although there is no specific national security defense for perjury, he believes an argument can be made that he didn't lie to Congress because that committee knew the information already. Jesselyn Raddick, a defense attorney who represents Snowden and fellow NSA whistleblower Thomas Drake, however, takes a dim view of Clapper being left off the hook. It shows that government officials in positions of power can lie with impunity to Congress and the American people about outrageous abuses. But when ordinary citizens like Reality Winner reveal the truth about the same abuses, they face espionage charges in prison, Raddick said, referring to the NSA contractor charged last year for sending the Interceptor report on Russian attempts to hack an election system. Yeah, because she's not part of the deep state. She's just a total moron. Since retiring, Clapper has taken a leading role in criticizing Trump on television. He's regularly treated by national media outlets as a source of truthful commentary on matters of government surveillance. Yeah, of course. Why not? I can't stand Clapper. And they treat him like, just like they talk about Mueller when they're talking about Mueller. Oh, a man of integrity. Where's his integrity, you lying people? Right? I mean, unbelievable what they're talking about. So, in March of 2017, Clapper said, I can deny Trump's allegations that President Barack Obama wiretapped his calls in Trump Tower, which was a total falsehood again. Clapper, appearing on NBC Meet the Press, and said no in response to a question about whether there was wiretapping on anything at Trump Tower. He said he would know if there were any such FISA court orders, and his claim Trump was wrong was widely circulated. Yeah, they have him as the top guy here. Who was supposed to prosecute him? Could it was Sessions, the DOJ, or Congress? I'm not a law expert here. You know what I'm saying? So it was widely circulated. There was no such wiretap activity, Clapper said. Yeah, and we know that at Trump Tower. And in September, CNN reported that former Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort, who since 2006 owned a condo in Trump Tower, was wiretapped under secret surveillance court orders between 2014, some point in 2016, and then again beginning in late 2016 during the presidential transition. Manafort was Trump's campaign manager between May and August of 2016, and it's unclear if any of that time period was covered in the first wiretap. Of course it was, which reportedly was prompted by his foreign lobbying. The second period of Manafort wiretapping, beginning during the presidential transition, reportedly was premised specifically on Russia's role in the election and covered a period of time when Trump and Manafort were known to speak on the phone. A FISA order against former Trump campaign advisor Carter Page was issued in 2016 after he left the campaign. Listen, in other words, they were wiretapping Trump Tower. Once he said he's going to run for president, they started wiretapping. And they used Carter Page as a patsy in order to get the FISA warrant, because they tried to get the FISA warrant. Many times they tried to get the FISA warrant because they used Trump's name. It was denied. That's why they used Carter Page in order to be able to get the FISA warrant, you see? No. So I stand on what I said. On the 5th of March, Clapper said in response to reporting on the Manafort surveillance orders, FISAs are classified, so even if I knew something about it, I couldn't comment, and I don't. So in other words, the crooks are getting away with everything. Clapper's antagonism towards Trump has been wide-ranging. He told CNN in December that Putin knows how to handle an asset, and that's what he's doing with the president. After a phone call between the leaders, in another interview, Clapper said that about Trump's firing of FBI Director Comey, another crook. If he walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and flies like a duck, it sure looks like obstruction to me. So right now, you know that he's deep state. Who was supposed to prosecute this man? Unbelievable. In July, Clapper told Australia's National Press Club, I think if you compare the two, that Watergate pales, really, in my view, compared to what we're confronted with now, I guess. In August, Clapper told CNN, I really question his ability to his fitness to be in office. You see what I'm saying? And I worry about, frankly, access to nuclear code. So he's just following the same narrative that Hillary Clinton and the rest of the deep state are, you know what I'm saying? So James Clapper, who famously got caught lying to Congress, is now an authority on Donald Trump. Will he show you his beautiful letter to me? Clapper said. The letter was short and formulaic, whatever that is. Last month, after a group of lawmakers renewed their calls for his prosecution, Clapper said on CNN, I think there are other shoes to drop here, notably finances and special counsel Robert Mueller's probe of potential Trump campaign collusion with Russia. Let's take a look at Hillary Clinton's finances and how much Clapper's been paid by them to spew all this crap. What were the financial relationships between the Trump organization before the election and the Trump campaign, he said? You know, this is why they're arrogant. This is why they're arrogant and prancing around. So, there we have it right here. The non-prosecution of Clapper comes after a year of Trump attacking Justice Department Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Frustrated by Sessions' recusal of oversight power for Mueller's investigation, Trump called Sessions very weak in his approach to Hillary Clinton and leakers, but the denunciations and promised action resulted in no additional leak charges or a renewed criminal probe of Clinton's handling of classified information. Like Clapper, Sessions faces accusations of giving Congress misleading testimony regarding his contact with Russia's former ambassador. So, in other words, Sessions is lying to Congress also, right? Right here. Sessions faces accusations of giving Congress misleading testimony regarding his contact with Russia's former ambassador, like Clapper, okay? So, in other words, Sessions was supposed to prosecute the Clapper, or press charges, I guess. So, neither is he calling off Mueller's investigation, and his approach, they say here, to Clinton and the leakers, but the leaking is stopped, because that's the only thing I think he did. But he's not going after Clinton. He's not stopping the Mueller investigation. And Clapper is walking away like a free bird. And he's walking around arrogantly accusing Trump of not being, for working with the Russians. And we got to look at his finances. And he's not well in order to lead. I mean, so, like, what do we have here? You know? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It is totally unbelievable. Why do we need to see this where Clapper's lying? We already know Clapper's a liar. We know Clapper's deep state. And he's walking scot-free. Look at that mug. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.